Jeopardy! Fans are not happy with the recent gameplay lately. On Friday, returning champion Amar Kokirta took on two new contestants, and many fans feel that the new competitors didn't offer up much of a challenge. They even went as far as to say the challengers fumbled hard in the competition. Here is a look at what happened on Friday's show and why it was a tough episode for fans to watch. Returning Jeopardy! Champion Amar Kokirta took on two new contestants on Friday, Anna Marie Cunningham and Has Karbali. However, this ended up being no real competition for Amar, who moved on thanks to the perceived poor play from his challengers. Amar showed up on Wednesday and beat Chris D'Amico to become the new champion. After Friday's game, Amar was still champion, and this was because the challengers fumbled the competition. Anna Marie Cunningham is a market research account manager from Sellersville, Pennsylvania. Has Karbali is a public health advisor from Calgary, Alberta. Amar Kokirta is a graduate student from Lake Hiawatha, New Jersey. Amar was a two-day champion with $24,599 in winnings. The Final Jeopardy! Clue was in literature. Preserved in a single manuscript called Cotton Miss Vitellius AXV, this epic begins with the word HTT, often translated as listen. Anna Marie missed it and lost all her money. Has got it right, but his gamble only finished him with $10,799. Amar got it right and added $1,500 to his total to win with $15,300. The answer was Beowulf. With his third win, Amar has won $41,399 on Jeopardy! However, there are many fans who believe that he would be eliminated if the competition was better. There are several who feel Amar has gotten lucky so far. On Friday's episode alone, there were two questions no one knew the answers to, and both had to do with music. One was about the Vermont band Phish, and the other asked who Van Halen's former lead singer was who returned in 2007. The answer to that was David Lee Roth, and Anna Marie guessed Sam Kinison. She probably meant Sammy Hagar. Another answer was Eddie Vedder, Pearl Jam's lead singer. Fans bashed the recent competition on Jeopardy! Amar lucky his opponents fumble real hard. Truly painful watching them stumble over David Lee Roth so vastly incorrectly. For all the criticism that the Masters tournament gets, at least they know how to play fast. This was so slow and so painful to watch. What's up with the last 6 weeks of the show? It's like they just bring in new players off the street. Amar will go on and try to win his fourth game. It remains to be seen if the competition is any better. For decades, Jeopardy! Has remained one of the most beloved game shows on television. Its unique format, intellectual rigor, and iconic host, Alex Trebek, made it a staple of American TV culture. However, in recent months, the show has faced an unexpected surge of criticism from fans who are vocal about their dissatisfaction with the current gameplay and competition. From the pacing of the game to the format of questions and even the quality of contestants, Jeopardy! Fans have taken to social media and fan forums to express their concerns. What was once a universally adored institution is now facing a wave of discontent, and many are questioning what has caused such a shift. Let's dive into the most common reasons Jeopardy! Fans are bashing the recent gameplay and competition, and what it might mean for the future of the show. The decline of challenging gameplay. One of the main critiques that fans have voiced recently is the perceived decline in the difficulty of the gameplay. Jeopardy! Has long been known for its challenging questions, requiring contestants to demonstrate not only general knowledge but also quick thinking and specialized expertise in a variety of fields. However, in recent seasons, many fans believe that the questions are not as difficult as they used to be. I've been watching Jeopardy! For decades, and lately, I feel like I could answer almost every question, said one fan on a Reddit thread dedicated to discussing the show. The difficulty has really dropped, and that's disappointing. Part of the excitement was watching these incredibly smart people struggle with difficult categories. Another concern is that the show's writers have shifted their focus from niche, intellectual questions to broader, more accessible topics. While it's understandable that producers want to appeal to a wider audience, Jeopardy! Has always prided itself on catering to the curious minds and trivia lovers who tune in for a mental challenge. Some fans argue that the current questions simply don't have the same depth or specificity as those from past seasons. Categories like history or literature are now filled with questions that might be familiar to casual viewers, but not to trivia enthusiasts who are used to seeing more obscure details that test a contestant's breadth of knowledge. Too many easy wins. The impact on the competition. Another major point of contention among Jeopardy! Fans is the way the competition has evolved. Several fans have pointed out that in recent months, there have been more easy wins in the game, where one contestant dominates the entire round without much competition. While Jeopardy! Is no stranger to having standout players, some viewers believe that the show has become too predictable in its outcomes. "I miss the days when the competition was neck and neck," said one user on a Jeopardy! Fan page. "Now, it feels like we get these players who win every day, and it's just boring to watch. I want to see real battles for the Daily Double and Final Jeopardy." While many fans still enjoy watching a contestant go on a winning streak, there's been criticism about the lack of back-and-forth competition. Shows like Jeopardy! Thrive on tension, where each player has to fight for every dollar and every clue. But in recent seasons, there has been a noticeable trend where one contestant builds a massive lead early on, and then it's just a matter of them holding on to that lead until the end of the show. This lack of competitive balance is starting to take away from the excitement that fans used to feel watching each episode. The stakes feel lower when there's not a lot of drama about who will win, and as a result, some of the thrill of the game seems to have disappeared. The contestants. A shift in quality? The quality of contestants has also been a subject of heated debate among Jeopardy! Fans. Historically, the game show has featured a wide range of contestants, from trivia aficionados to academics, each bringing something unique to the table. However, some fans feel that the pool of contestants has become less competitive in recent years. Lately, it feels like we're getting contestants who are either too nervous or too inexperienced, said a longtime viewer. In the past, you'd see well-prepared individuals who could go toe-to-toe with any of the greats. Now, it's like the level of competition has really dipped. Fans argue that the caliber of contestants has had an impact on the show's overall experience. Many believe that Jeopardy! Is no longer attracting the same type of contestant that it once did, those who study intensely for the show and have a wide range of expertise. Instead, some feel that the show has seen a shift toward contestants who simply have a general understanding of trivia but lack the depth or finesse that past champions showcased. While it's important for Jeopardy! To have a mix of contestants from all walks of life, the current crop of players has left many fans yearning for the days when the show felt like a true intellectual battleground. Some have even gone so far as to say that the contestants these days seem to have a one-trick pony mentality, excelling only in certain categories but failing to diversify their knowledge. The pacing of the show, a lack of energy? Another frequently mentioned concern revolves around the pacing of the game. Jeopardy! Has always maintained a steady rhythm, with the game moving forward at a pace that kept viewers engaged. However, fans have started to notice that the flow of the game feels slower than in years past. Some have attributed this to the show's structure, which has been tweaked over the years to include additional commentary and interviews with contestants. While this is undoubtedly an effort to add a personal touch, fans feel that these segments are interrupting the flow of the game and distracting from the central focus, the trivia competition. "I get that we want to know more about the contestants, but I don't need 10 minutes of talking before the game actually starts," said one fan on Twitter. The pacing is way off these days, and it takes away from the excitement of the game. Fans have pointed out that the pacing issues aren't just about the pre-show segments, but also about how long the show feels compared to previous seasons. Some episodes seem to drag on longer than necessary, and the pace of question and answer rounds doesn't feel as sharp or dynamic as it used to. The changing dynamics, host transitions, and production choices. Of course, no conversation about Jeopardy's current status would be complete without acknowledging the recent changes in the host lineup. The transition from the legendary Alex Trebek to a new host has been a significant shift in the show's dynamic. While the show has brought in a variety of guest hosts, and more recently, Mayim Bialik and Ken Jennings, fans have voiced mixed reactions to the change. Many loyal fans feel that the transition from Trebek to the new host has been somewhat jarring. "It's just not the same without Alex," said one fan on a Jeopardy! Discussion forum. Trebek had a certain energy, a calm but authoritative presence that made the show feel special. Now, it feels like the magic is gone. While Bialik and Jennings have their supporters, some viewers miss Trebek's unique brand of charisma, which was instrumental in making the show so iconic. Fans have suggested that the show could use a clearer direction in terms of how to handle the hosting role. While Mayim and Ken are both talented, there's a feeling among some viewers that they're still trying to find their footing in the wake of Trebek's passing.